I should figure out what key I am naturally in because I think ba-dum is the standard thing that I normally do. And I just wonder what key that's in. I just don't know. I'm curious. I should figure out what genuinely curious. I'm also curious why I'm not getting anything in my naturally because I think I did that. Let's find out if that changes things at all. Why would it not be going out? There it is. I think, aha, it is going out. So I am okay. Everything is good and fine and wonderful, which means I can now push this button and say, good morning. Welcome to the live taping of Podcast Pontifications. I am Evo Terra, here with you for the next 15 minutes or so. Hey, for the new people, you're about to watch the live taping of a podcast. This is that you're hearing right now is just something happening on the live stream. The actual real live contents of the program will start in about 2 or 3 or 4-ish minutes. Once I've cleared out the pipes, said hello to a few people who like to hang out with me in the mornings. But, that's how that goes over there. And, why am I not showing that it went out? I'm showing that I'm streaming, but I'm not showing anybody actually, toggle on. Why is that so offline? I'm going to refresh this screen because it may be lying to me. It is possible that Restream is lying its butt off. It was. The butt of the Restream was lying, so I am, in fact, live on all the destinations, as I thought that I actually was. So if you want to say hello to me, you can. There's a chat window, whether you're watching on LinkedIn or YouTube or Twitter or Facebook. There is a chat. If you type something in right now and you say, good morning, Evo, I will see that. And I will say good morning back to you, like I always do. So, right, just doing some adjusting of my monitors and various things to make sure things are good. And in fact, they are. As I was saying, this is not part of the podcast. This is all part of the behind-the-scenes stuff that some people like to watch. So I put it out on the on the services so people can actually watch me as I do the live thing. But the real thing will be available at podcastpontifications.com in just over 3 hours. Yep, it certainly will be. Good morning, Betty. See, Betty says, hello, friend. Hello, Betty. Nice to see you here. So for my recurring watchers, thank you very much for not being mad at me for not doing a show yesterday, and also the regular listeners of the program or readers of the newsletter. I was not in the mental space to do it yesterday. My family, my son and his family had been traveling, and I was playing pickup for them. And that pickup happened, oh, goodness, extremely late. Good morning, Arlen. Nice to see you, sir. It happened extremely late. I didn't get home until late, and it was a whole question of, are we going to make it? Giant thunderstorms and all this stuff. It was just... Anyhow, when I woke up that next morning, I was not good. And all day yesterday, I was not good. I finally started feeling good around 8 p.m. last night. So, I don't know. Just wiped from, I have no idea what it was, but clearly not anything I needed to be talking to people with. So I had my headphones on and did editing pretty much all day yesterday. So I'm ahead in that department, which is good news. But anyhow, apologies for no episode yesterday. Today we are doing an episode, and I'm going to kind of, I've been focusing pretty heavy on the business side of things for a while. So today, I'm making a transfer. I don't know for how long this transfer is happening, but I promise you this transfer is happening. Today, we're talking about finding your podcasting style and leaning into it. More of the art of podcasting than the business. I hate to say science because there's not a lot of science out there, but more artistic like that. Oh, Betty, thank you. Betty says that she still likes me. Or that she collectively said we still like you. So thank you, Betty, for that. Okay, right, so with that, I think I'm good. I think I'm golden. I think we're all set to go here. Let me get my system adjustments that I normally like to make, like shove that way over by the camera so that it looks like I'm somewhat looking at the camera when I'm reading from my my outline. Oh, well, c'est la vie. All right, so that's good there. Where is my QuickTime for my audio? It's right there. Okay, let me read this cold open. Of all of podcasting's problems, sameness isn't one. Listen to 10 different podcasts, and you're likely to hear 10 different approaches to sound. Are those differences from intentional design choices? How do I change that? Are those differences from intentional design choices? The question. Nah, we're just gonna do it that way, as I've written it, because it's gonna flow into the thing, the thing that I say. Right. Okay. Here we go. Oh, you know what? I have the fan on still. Hang on. Let me fix that. That's what my problem. I knew I heard something. And what I heard was the fan going, which you would never notice, because when I put this through RX8 from Isotope, I would have removed that sound so you wouldn't have heard it. But now I don't have to remove as much of it. Anytime you can reduce the amount of noise removal you have to do on a file, it's better. Hey, you weren't talking about the business or the science, you're talking about the art. Right, back to art. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Of all of podcasting's problems, sameness isn't one. Listen to 10 different podcasts and you're likely to hear 10 different approaches to sound. Are those differences from intentional design choices? Hello and welcome to another Podcast Pontifications with me, Evo Terra. Does your podcast have a style? Not a type, like narrative nonfiction or chatcast or monologue, but a style, a design, some sort of artistic identity or affectation that you're going for with each of your episodes. I was watching Love, Death, and Robots, an animated television series on Netflix, which is great, by the way. Very different styles of animation in those short 10 to 15 minute long episodes, ranging from the hyper-realistic 3D, is that real or not, down to the Harryhausen style of claymation, almost. And I was watching, I realized that some of those definitely looked better to me, and I think better to anybody. And by better, I mean more fluid style. Some of them were nearly lifelike, as I said, while others were far less perfect, if you will. Very jerky animation, a blocky coloring, or backgrounds that looked, fake. But I'm betting that 100% of those shows, of those episodes, were all rendered on a computer. Probably very likely the same or similar computer with the same or similar computer programs that the person who did the much more realistic one did. Just like 100% of podcasts are rendered on a computer. Now, why didn't those different episodes look, at least from a style perspective, the same? Was it a time savings decision? Did the producer aim to make it more realistic? So therefore they're stuck with that jerky style, herky-jerky movement because they couldn't afford to make it any better? No, of course that wasn't why that was done. The decision to have that herky-jerky movement, to have that replication of Ray Harryhausen-style claymation, was a choice. They were trying to affect a particular style. So I'll ask that question of you again. Does your podcast have a style? Does it have intentional design elements that make it unlike most other podcasts, but very much like a few others? And if so, can you name those other shows? Are you communicating with the people who make podcasts in the same style? Again, not topic. In the same style as yours, so that you can share tips and techniques and generally raise the profile of the style of podcasting you and others are doing? And if you're not, why not start now? Seems like a good idea, because I can assure you that listeners love a particular style. Everyone, shouldn't say that. A lot of people who listen to a lot of podcasts have a particular style, an artistic feeling and a flair that they want out of their podcast. We talk about them as people who listen to true crime, but that's topic. I'm telling you, there are people out there who like certain styles. It hits an endorphin spot in their brain, and they love it. And if you can find more people who have their endorphins tripped by the kind of podcasting you're making, the style of your show, the artisticness, the way that it feels, they're going to want it. They're going to want a lot more of that. Again, people who love that style will happily consume as much of that style as they can find. So, if in fact you do have a style you're going for, start organizing. Find out who else has that style. Propel your entire style of podcasting forward to find more people. Lean into that style of podcaster you are. Now, if you like the style of this podcast, and more importantly, you got some value from my episodes, be they business-focused or, like this one, much more focused on the nuances and the artistic and the style of podcasting, please return some of that value. We call it value for value by a recurring virtual coffee purchase at buymeacoffee.com/evoterra. With that, I shall be back tomorrow with yet another podcast pontifications. Cheers. I have stopped recording there. I have stopped recording the audio, and this time I won't accidentally hit the button that says stop streaming, which I did yesterday. Whoops. So I'm sorry for that. Anyhow, all done. Thank you very, very, very much. Betty liked it when I shook my Ben Franklin-ish hairstyle that I have here. If you're just now tuning into the live stream, you missed it. You could back up 11 minutes and 50 seconds if you wanted to, or you could just wait for another 2 hours and 49 minutes, checking the clock, because that's when the episode will be available at podcastpontifications.com. You can listen to the edited version of the audio. You'll be able to read the words I just said. The transcript's there too, but I will take all of those and rewrite them into something that's pleasant for you to read, that is much less rambling, and doesn't have the run-on sentences, because, come on, reading transcripts sucks unless you're trying to get dirt on someone. So anyhow, I rewrite an entire article for you. All that's at Podcast Pontifications, where it will be at 10 o'clock today. And even better, if you put in your email address, go there and click the button that says subscribe, Podcast Pontifications in your inbox will send you this episode in your email. If that's what normally we don't, we're all podcasters here, so no one wants to read, no one wants to podcast in an email, right? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. A lot of people do. And it's nice to have, here's a reference point. I can click to listen to the episode, or I can read the article, because I'm going to email you that entire article. It's right there in your inbox from soup to nuts, so, it's easy to forward too, which is kind of nice, sharing it with other people. Right. That's it. Again, sorry for the break yesterday. I'm back. I've got another topic all lined up for tomorrow, so we're all good to go. Yes, that's it. Have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Okay, now. Bye.